Hey, I've got my 2008 Jeep Wrangler here in the shop. And in this video, we'll show you how to replace the wheel hub bearing assembly in the front.
Now we took the cotter pin off the tie rod end. We're gonna split this. We're gonna take the wire for the speed sensor off right now. We're gonna take these out of the clips here, and we'll show you how to get that out. So we can pull this down here. Okay, get that one off. They usually slide right out of the clips like that and pop them out of here. We have a tie wrap holding this one on over here, so I get some side cutters right here. I'll just cut this one.
I'll take quarters over here.
Okay, now the sensor is up in the back over here. So we get these two plugs, which we get a new one. So we're gonna just pry the sensor out. See if we can push these two buttons in. I might just use a little punch and push them through, because then I gotta disconnect the connector over there. So let me get a little punch. All right, so we're just gonna punch these things through. This one here too. Now the sensor, we gotta get it at the electrical connector. So, you know, I've got some slack over here now, and we have to try and get to the connector. And you can see the connector through the hole a little bit here. And we've got to find a way to disconnect this without taking the world apart here. It's tough to see it.
Yeah,
I don't have a lot more slack right in here.
See the little red clip.
Yeah. All right, so.
Steve's like the car doctor.
Yeah, trying to find our way here.
He works on my shit and I eat pizza.
Yeah, all right.
I've been pizza late man for like 35 years now. It's Steve's car guy.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, the connector's down here. So we're gonna go put the truck up a little and take a look from the bottom end. Okay. All right, so when we put the new one in, we'll go and plug this thing in first, and then we'll pull it back over.
So how do you want to do that one? Did you have to push it on that black tab?
We pushed in on the black tab after we slid the lock and tab out.
Okay.
When the lock and tab is pushed forward, you can't push in on the black tongue.
Yep.
So you can see my thumbnail pushing in on it right now.
Okay. All right.
Okay, all right. So we got a 21 millimeter socket. We're gonna disconnect our tie rod in. And we're just gonna hit it with. Wow. I'm gonna put some penetrating oil in there.
Let her soak in. There we go.
All right. Okay, so we took our cable, you know, down from the back side here. We can just feed it through here. And now get it out of our way. We're gonna take the caliper and bracket off as an assembly. Let me get a wrench for that. And we're gonna sit the whole caliper and bracket on the sway bar here, track bar, and we're gonna tie wrap it so it's out of our face. We got a 21 millimeter here we're gonna take off for the bracket. Got another one here. And I'm gonna just lean a little on this caliper to try and collapse the piston just a whisker. And then we can slide this right off. And we're gonna sit this up over here.
I'll tuck it away.
And we're gonna brake rotor coming off. And we've got 3 bolts here for the spindle hub bearing, and they're 12 points. And man, they're crusty looking. Oh, that's just not stripping. So we've had to heat this up because the 12-point threads are a little rotted here in New England. We love all this stuff, you know. So backing plate's rotted on it. Sucks. So you got to heat this up really good to try and get this bolt to crack loose. We got one on the front side, you know, to crack loose, but we have to knock the socket on the 12-point, 13mm on this thing, and if it strips, we got to get a 12mm or a half-inch drive, 12-point. So this is all the stuff we run into here in New England, unfortunately. I'm gonna have to pound this socket onto the other one. We're gonna grab a vice grip. Oh,
Let's go, baby.
okay, get it up again.
It's gonna be hot.
Oh yeah. All right, so we'll get the 13. We'll take that one off and the other one.
Yeah.
Once we get it back on tight.
Yep.
Then the New England will work for us and rust it on, so it'll fall off again.
All right, let's get that last one.
Okay, well now we're gonna knock the bearing off, and we're sure it's gonna fall right off for us. So. Okay, we've got 35mm on there. Look at that, huh?
Nice.
Right off. Are you kidding me?
Freaking something went right. All right, now you can fucking. Oh, I mean, get that off.
For some reason, it's a little hot.
The dust shield's freaking toast, buddy.
It is.
Okay.
All right, so Tony got some new Dorman 6-point head bolts. They're 16mm, and he'll attach it to the. Send you the link for it. It's kind of the way to go. The other ones were completely rotted, so
Yeah, they were terrible.
yeah. So we got a back complete here that's kind of, you know,
Toast.
ugly, but we got a couple of things that's gonna hold it still on for us. So get the back plate to come out through the little hole here.
Thing's freaking Swiss cheese.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a little Swiss cheesy, but we're gonna make it work.
It's freaking life in New Hampshire.
We got a couple of holes that it can still fit into, so let's see if we can get this one to come through.
I went with the Moog wheel bearing assembly. I didn't go with that cheap China one. So I'm running oversized tires on this Jeep, so you want something somewhat meaty.
We gotta get this one through this hole. Okay. Okay, we got a couple of bolts started here, and when we put this thing on, it's gonna
Yep.
kind of hold this back plate in place for us.
Yeah, it'll suck it back in.
Yeah. So we got the 16mm heads here now, and we can just. Boy, these new bolts just run down so nice, Tony.
Yeah, no kidding, huh?
Okay, all right, so we're gonna get the gun, tighten these up, and we're gonna put the nut on here. Tony looked up the torque spec for the ox nut. It's
100.
It's 100 foot-pounds. We got the nut behind you here.
Yeah, you got it?
gonna go get the impact gun and we're gonna tighten these down.
Isn't too bad of a job.
No, not bad. I'm just gonna run this down a little bit here. Okay, and get the 16 millimeter on here.
So what we're going to do with that axle nut is once everything's together, we're going to put the vehicle down and torque it to the 100 foot-pounds.
On this one. Get that one, and then we're going to go around this way. We've got this one. Okay, all right, so we had talked about the cable here. We're gonna run this thing up loose for now. It has to feed underneath the axle here. And we're not gonna connect any of these brackets in here yet. And it's gonna run up the cable into this area in here. And we're gonna leave this loose until the end because we gotta clip everything onto this, and it was tight getting back in there. So the last thing we're gonna do is just plug that cable in and then work our way back to get these all supported on. So we've got this back on right now. We can get our rotor and we're gonna get our caliper plate back on it. So we'll lube this up with little Never-Seez and then we're gonna put the rotor on. The rotor doesn't rust all into it, and if you have to take it apart, it'll come back apart. Rotor here. Okay. And we've got our adapter plate.
Yep.
That we can sit on now.
So you shouldn't have one of these adapter plates. I'm running bigger tires on the Jeep, so I have this adapter plate on here. So this is an extra step.
And these are going to get torqued
to 100
to 100 foot-pounds as well.
Yep.
The wheel lugs are 100 foot-pounds. So from here on in, our torque wrench is only going to get set up for 100 pounds, which is cool. So
yeah, that actually works out pretty good.
yeah, the socket will fit right in here to do that. And I've got a shallow socket that I used right here for these. Just going to tighten a couple of them, and then we'll come back, tighten the rest of them after. I want to get the caliper bracket on. This is just going to hold kind of everything in place for me. So, okay. I've already Never-Seezed my 2 bolts for this right here. So, I'll keep these accessible right here, and I'll keep my cable up out of the way. We didn't have to do anything with taking the brakes apart. We've already done the brakes. We want to make sure we don't twist the...
Yeah. We did these brakes a while ago. These brake pads have held up the balls. There's no dust on them. They're extreme brake pads. I think I might have got them on Rock Auto. And yeah, they've been freaking really good. There's no brake dust or anything. The Jeep stops good. We did all 4 corners with them.
Okay, we got our bottom caliper bracket bolt going in. It's 21 millimeter. Then get the top one in. Make sure you're getting started with your hands good. Okay, we got our socket right here.
Glad I bought those new bolts. What a difference I made putting them back on.
Yeah. Okay, we get that all back on. So now we were talking about our brake cable here. So we've got it routed.
It's the ABS sensor cable.
The ABS cable. We've got it routed in the proper area here, but we were trying to leave all the slack that we had so that we can run this thing out and get that other end of it.
Yeah, it's up behind here.
Okay, got it
Oh.
Right here.
You see it better under here, Steve, if you come over here.
Yeah, I'm kind of wondering if I can just
Warm it through.
I don't know if I could go by feel.
Oh, you caught it.
And this shield is just pinching my wrist, not letting me.
These are the Power Stop Extreme brake pads. They're really good.
There's the connector here. Okay, that's plugged in, so now I'm going to just feed it up and line up those holes for the pins in the back there.
Yep.
Get the plug here, and you can feel the little pit sticking out. I'm going to line it up with the hole here. There we go. Push them through. Okay, they're in locked in place. Okay, so I can get the, we'll start off over here. We'll get these locked in here first into the rubbers. Okay, those are in. Boy, huh?
Tight.
Well, I can tell you one thing, I ain't gonna fall out.
Sure.
You can get them in. There it is. It's kind of twist them around a little bit to get them to
Yeah, walk
come
into
out the
place.
place. I can lock this one in, and then wasn't really sure where this one was gonna end up. And it's not gonna fit around this. And it's not gonna fit around this, so I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna...
Can you push it up a little? Can you get beyond that big?
I can't, it's
Nah,
the
because
way
it's
that,
gonna pull it.
it's the way this thing is fitting, yeah. It's just not, yeah. It's just the way the cable fit on it. What we can do is, I don't know if this is movable. No, I don't really see it. All right, let's peel this off and see if we can reuse the old one on the Jeep.
Yeah.
That's why it don't fit. So ours doesn't really fit because of the lift kit we put on. So we're gonna just put a tie wrap around it and tie wrap it right here. And that's the way it was. Okay, so because of the lift kit we put in here, we can't use this rear clip, so we use the tie wrap, and we're gonna get this around here, centered. Look at that, huh?
Sweet.
Okay, so all we got left to do now is we've got our caliper and bracket tight. We've got our cable plugged back in electrically. It's secure in the two holes over here. It's tie wrapped over. And then we're gonna put our tie rod end back on right now, and then we're gonna grease it. This was also a 21 millimeter that we used on this one here. Okay, we're gonna tighten that by hand to line up our cotter pin.
A little more.
Okay, we're gonna get a new cotter pin for that. Now we gotta grease this. And we're gonna get the wheel on, torque our adapter plate, torque our wheel, and we're gonna torque the adapter. I'll have Tony get in and step on the brakes.
Brake, yeah.
And I'll torque the adapter plate and this, and then we can torque the wheel after. But 100 pounds for the axle nut, 100 pounds for the wheel, and you guys more than likely won't have this adapter plate on unless you're crazy about big tires like Tony. So, all right, we'll get it together. Okay, so we got a new cotter pin here. And we're gonna bend it up and over. A lot of people have different ways of bending. I like to do this and then bend the bottom one down. Okay, so we're gonna grease this fitting here. We've already greased the rest of it because we did a service on it. Got our tie wrap right here. The job looks nice and neat. Everything's in place. Everything's secure. So we got our wire here for the backing plate, which is exactly where it should be.
Okay.
And yeah, everything looks good. Good. Yeah, after you disconnect one of these tie rod ends, you're gonna want to grease it.
Fill it back up. There you go. It's coming out.
Okay.
Doesn't take much.
You got it?
Yep. So Steve's torquing down these adapters. I'm gonna throw the wheel on tire. It'll torque the tire to 100 pounds as well. So going around right now, hand torquing the wheel lugs to 100 pounds. And this is what you want to do.
We use the torque stick.
Yeah.
And it's pretty accurate, but we're just double checking anyways.
Yep. Yeah, we have 100-pound torque sticks that I just kind of ran around on. But you always want to double check it with the wrench just to make sure. The torque sticks get you pretty close. Actually, you're kind of right on the money with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Work good. So we're going to finish up torquing these wheels, and that's pretty much it. If you guys have any questions, feel free to leave a comment. I will reply back to you. Thanks for watching, guys.